Hey everyone, Reaper here again with another video. As some of you may know, I attended the East Coast Comic Con over last weekend, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. Now listen, I didn't get too many things there. Like I said earlier in many videos, many comic book videos I've been putting out this year, that my collecting habits have changed. I went there to look for a book or two. Unfortunately, the East Coast Comic Con didn't have it, but despite that, I was able to pick up a couple little things, nothing big. But for me, the East Coast Comic Con this year at least, it was all about just the experience. This was the most fun I had at a Comic Con in a while, and largely because I met several people that recognized me from YouTube. And several people from the YouTube comic book community. I'll talk about that in a moment. Let me just talk a little bit about what I picked up. Like I said, not much. I purchased a couple of games. There's always that one guy that's selling games. I picked up a couple of them. I thought I got them pretty good deals, pretty cheap. I was happy at that. But I picked up 2 copies of this. The Eternals. This copy is a mid-grade copy. Oh no, I'm sorry. I got them mixed up. This is my high-grade copy. I'm just looking at it right now. I apologize for that. And this is my mid-grade copy. So I picked up 2 copies of this. Is this for my long-term collection? Hell no. This is for when, well, let's just say this is going to be temporarily in my collection. But I saw them on the cheap. They were really, really cheap. I was happy that I was able to find them both very cheap, so I picked them up. And one of the highlights, like I said, there are many highlights of this con, but one of the absolute highlights, now I hope I get this in the shot, was that I was finally able to meet Joe Jesco. Those of you that follow my channel, those of you that saw my comic book history videos, you know it's because of Joe Jesco. His artwork on the Marvel Masterpieces cards from 1992, which got me involved into collecting comics. He's been at the show. I think he's usually at this show, but I never got around to meeting him, or I never mustered up the courage to go up to him. I finally did, and he has these awesome corner panels for sale of many different Marvel characters. Looks like something from the 60s. And I'm sorry if you're not getting a full shot of it. Let me move back a little bit, but without so much glare. But I had him sign this, and I had him personalize it to me. And I got to put this up on my wall. This is really cool. Good quality, too. Excellent quality. But anyway, I was happy to have met him. He's super nice. I told him the story that I relayed to all of you about how I got into comics. Of course, a much shorter version, of course. But I told him the truth, that, he was the reason why I got into comics. He seemed really, really happy about that. He told his wife right next to him, and she seemed happy about it. So I was happy about it. And I got a picture of me and him. I'll put it at the end of the video, so you can see. But yeah, that was definitely one of the big highlights. Finally meeting Joe Jesco. So those were the books I got, and that's really all I got. Like I said, my collecting has changed. I have a couple books zeroed in my head on what I want to get, and if they're not there, at the con, then I don't get anything else. But I couldn't pass on the Eternals for reasons that you probably all know of. Some of the things that I've noticed, some of the books that as I was looking, I was still looking at a couple of books. It's very few ECs, and they were ridiculously expensive. So, I would have purchased an EC book if the price was right, the grade was right, but it wasn't, so I'm like, ugh, whatever. Nothing big. But one of the books that I was looking at, I forget the issue number, because I'm not really that big fan, necessarily, but the first appearance of John Stewart, the Green Lantern, I've noticed that the prices on that book in mid-grade are getting really pricey, or at least I think they're getting pricey. I think a year ago, or maybe even 8 months ago, the prices that some of those were selling for at the con, now it could just be the con, because cons always jack up the prices, I think. What it was going for 6 or 8 months ago is what they were going for mid-grade today. High grades were going, for what they're selling mid-grade today. So I was like, oof, maybe something's going on. I don't know, but that was the only book that I would say is that I've noticed that the price is definitely jacked up on. And I don't remember seeing too many Fantastic Four 48s. I know that book has been going up, as with my last eBay watch video. I took a look at that. I know that's been going up. A lot of Venom, a lot of Venom around, for the movie. So I don't know. I saw that trailer. I think we talked a little bit about it last week on the Wednesday chat. I saw that trailer and I was like, I don't know. But we don't want to judge something before we actually experience it, right? So we will save that for another time. Moving on, I just want to talk about a couple other things and then we will close up the video. Like I said, one of the big highlights of this year, even though, like I said, I didn't buy too much, and that's my philosophy now, was meeting a lot of different people. I had a lot of people recognize me from YouTube that came up to me. Some people that don't make videos, some people that just watch videos came up to me and shook my hand, and that was really cool. That was really nice. But I met a lot of the people that are in the community, and some people in the community that I never met before. I ran into Big E. I met him before, which was a delight. It was nice to see him again. I ran into Manny NYC. It's always cool running into Manny. I usually see him at a couple times a year whenever we go to shows. So it was really nice to see him again. I met Evan, who makes YouTube videos. It was really cool to meet him. Very nice guy. Of course, I ran into Erod. It's always cool to run into Erod, and I ran into him I think over a month ago at my 2 months ago now at my local comic book shop too. So that was a pleasant surprise. So it's good seeing Erod. He was on the CGC line. I'll get to see the CGC line in a few moments. For the first time, I met Jeff Johnson. Really cool meeting you, Jeff. I met Marky316. Awesome meeting you, Marky. So that was really cool. And I met Ready on Instagram. A guy I talked to on Instagram. Ready Made Breakup. Yeah, that's that. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get the handles all wrong. But Ready Made Breakup. It was really cool talking with him. Really nice to meet him, talk to him, because I had been chatting with him for a while. He came up to me because I didn't know what he looked like, but he knew what I looked like from these videos. So really cool talking with him. We talked at length about a couple of cool things. So real nice meeting everybody. Really nice meeting everybody. So, just another observation before I close this video. I'm sorry if I didn't show much of anything. It's just, just wanted to chat a little bit about the con and my experiences there and the people that I met and all that stuff. So I think it's nice to talk about those things, for the community and all that. But another observation I made, remember I mentioned the CGC line? I got on the CGC line early. I got there around 10, so I was on the CGC line like around 11. I walked around, maybe even 10:45. And it was starting to get pretty packed, pretty long. And I'm having my marquee book in my August haul re-slabbed. I wanted to, in a nice new slab, and I'm having another book from that haul slabbed for the first time. So that's going to be fun. I should be getting those back within a month, but we're not going to see them until August. But that's why I was on the line. A lot of people getting Jim Starling was there. He was there. A lot of people getting his autograph, getting things cracked out of the slab. CGC was opening slabs so that they could send witnesses out to get autographs from Jim and others, of course. So when I finished mine, what I needed to do, I started walking around again, and I think I came back around another hour, and the lines were crazy. The lines, whether they want to get things slabbed or signatures or whatever, some sort of submission. Oh, before I forget, I also ran into James, another one of my Instagram pals. Nice. Sorry, I always usually forget this, so I apologize for that. Nice to see you, James. Always cool seeing you. He's the guy that took my Neil Adams photo in Zap Comics. I'll put that in this video too. Cool seeing you. But anyway, the CGC lines was just like getting crazy. And this is an observation I made. Now, this is not to upset anybody or anything like that. So please don't take offense to this. It's just like I was talking about earlier with the Jon Stewart books, how I've noticed there was a significant change in price with that, just from my observation. This is just another observation, so don't get pissed off. I've noticed that, after I was walking around, I was on the CGC line. I kept seeing the CGC line getting longer and longer and longer, snaking around all these different booths and all that stuff. I noticed that the CBCS sign, there was no line. I don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of debate on what you should get, what company you should go for, but that's just an observation I made. CGC always seems to be a little bit more popular, but to each his own, right? Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching the Wednesday night chats and everything, and I will see you again soon with another comic book video and video games video. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.